Hello everyone, welcome to a new episode of Brew with Memli, and we're approaching the end of the year with all the festivities. So today I'm going to show you how to brew coffee for more than 10 people. You may have to be the barista in charge among your friends or your family and brew coffee for a lot of people. And here I'm going to show you my recipe that I'm using only the aeropress. So we are going to start with the coffee. Choose the coffee that you love and grind it like a cupping, so in a medium coarse-ish size. Then we are going to have a concentrate that we're going to dilute later on. So the ratio here is 1 to 3. I know it's strong, but don't worry. I'm going to show you how to extract the best of a very strong ratio. So we have a 1 to 3 ratio using 50 grams of coffee, 50, and 150 grams of water. So 50. Using the aeropress will allow you a better extraction. If you want to know how to do that recipe on a pour-over, check out our Patreon account where I share a similar but different recipe using a percolation or a pour-over device. So 50 grams of coffee. Here you go. Let's get the water now. So I have my 50 grams and I'm going to pour directly 150. That's why for this recipe, I suggest to use the bigger version of the aeropress. And then you're going to stir really well because you want all the grounds to be saturated for a good 20 seconds. So here it's a very sort of, not super aggressive, but gentle stir. Here we go. So you pour for about 20 seconds, you stir for 20 seconds, and you are going to wet your filter, prepare everything, let the water cool down naturally. When we are going to dilute, we want it to be around 80 degrees Celsius, 70, 80 degrees Celsius for better tasting experience. And when you are hosting, that's a good way to actually present the coffee, talk about the coffee, or anything else. If you are making one pour-over at a time, one coffee at a time, at some point, people are going to get bored a little bit. And so you're going to be like just a coffee maker or a barista in charge. Instead, you want to engage with your friends and family while you are brewing and explaining your passion. And we are going to let it steep for 2.5 minutes, up to 3 minutes. And at 3 minutes, we're going to press our coffee. And at 2.5 minutes, I'm prepping my press. So I'm kind of pushing out the water, the air. Because at 3 minutes, I'm going to press for a good 45 seconds, 1 minute. It's a longer pre-infusion and pour, but as I explained, we want to really extract well this coffee because we are going to dilute it after. And, all right, 5 more seconds, and we start pressing. Now, be careful, when you're pressing such a strong ratio, go slowly and try to do it on a strong surface like this pitcher. On a glass, be careful. You don't want to break your glass. And you go really slowly. Because you're using a cupping grind size, it should be pretty easy, not too hard, even though it gets harder towards the end. And you're pressing for 30 to 45 seconds. As soon as you hear this hissing sound, you stop. Don't need to go all the way because, as I explained, it's a very strong brew. Et voila, all good. I mean, I need to clean it, of course. Then that's where the math comes in. So we are going to measure how much we got out. Out of our coffee, and every coffee will be a little bit different, right? Out of that, this one is our Guatemalan El Panal. Out of the 50 grams in, 150 grams out, I have 91.2 grams of coffee. Now, as I explained, we are going to have 10 cups. So 91.2 divided by 10, 9.1. All right, so here I split my 91.2 grams of concentrate into 10 cups, and I'm gonna dilute them individually. You can do it also before, but you have a larger volume. And it's also to make sure everyone has the same amount of coffee, because if you grow up with siblings, you know that you need to have the same amount of snacks or gnocchis so that nobody is jealous. And so we got a 1-to-3 ratio, we divide into 10, and now we're gonna go through for a 1-to-3 again, or 1-to-4 ratio. 1-to-4 ratio, meaning for 9 grams of coffee concentrate, I'm going to pour 36 grams of water. There we go. You have a good ounce of coffee that people can enjoy, because 35 plus 9, that's 44. It's about an ounce of coffee. So let's do the same for all those coffees. Ta-da! Look at this. You have a good tasty cup of coffee for 10 of your friends and family. Make sure to keep some for yourself to test it. And try the recipe beforehand, because that 1-to-4 ratio for some coffee may be 1-to-3.5, for example. Light roasted coffee, a 1-to-4 often allows the coffee to open up versus having a strong cup of coffee. But if you like strong coffee, you can do a 1-to-3 as well on the dilution. You know now how to make coffee for 10 people. And feel free to use this recipe, tweak it a little bit. 8 people, right? Instead of the 91 grams divided by 10, you can divide it by 8 or by 6. And then you use the same math to have bigger cup of coffee. Of course, here it's only limited to about an ounce, which is enough to taste the coffee and appreciate it throughout a good 5-10 minutes. And then you can brew another coffee in the same time, in the meantime, so that they can have like a tasting aspect while you are describing and sort of explaining this coffee. But if you don't have a Moccamaster or batch brewer, with only an aeropress, you can brew a delicious cup of coffee for more than 10 people. I wish you a great parties, great health, and a lot of success in brewing this recipe. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time for more coffee brewing.